go. Let's go. Let's just jump right in. I'm excited. We have new affirmations. Yeah, if you guys have been remembering all month, we were saying, I will live today as if it's my last. And now, while I know some of us began to change our mentality, come on, you're going to start hearing that word a lot this month. We began to change our mindset with these affirmations, right? Because we know just saying the affirmation isn't enough. And so I thank you guys because every month, every week, I encourage you to invite people. That's how our community grows. You don't want to do this thing alone, right? Because what happens is, and I had this conversation with somebody doing a one-on-one, but what's going to begin to happen is it's going to get really scary for you guys. So I want to tell you before it happens. But what's going to begin to happen is you're going to begin to outgrow people that are around you. What do I mean by outgrow them? I don't mean you're going to get any taller than them. I don't mean you're going to get any faster. I mean the things that entertain them will no longer entertain you. The conversations that they have will no longer involve you. The goals that they have for their life will no longer interest you. And what begins to happen, what we begin to see is some people stay at the same level that they're at. And what happens is as you begin to grow, they don't want to see you grow. They would rather keep you at their level instead of growing themselves. And the hardest part of this is when it's family members and it's friends that we grew up with and we begin to outgrow them. It becomes hard when you have to tell your brother or your sister, I ain't into that. I ain't really trying to do that. And then what even becomes harder is when you start actualizing success for yourself. Like you said you was going to go buy a new car and then you buy it. And it's not like they hating. It's not jealousy. But man, why can't I do that? And then you keep inviting them and you keep inviting them. And guess what? You're continuously doing your part. And that's why God's continuously blessing you. And so don't grow weary in well doing. Continue to invite people because if you are grinding to that next level and the person that you invite is grinding to that next level, guess what? All of a sudden we become like Susie, Renee, and Angie. We calling each other to the gym. We having business meetings together. We talking and planning this life out together. All of a sudden you have a community in Change University. And in the community, you have your own table. And all the while, guess what we're doing? All of us are working and grinding together. And so again, what is your mindset? Does your mindset say, oh, I tried, it didn't work, oh well? Or does your mindset say, I will persist? Oh yeah, you forgot. You thought I forgot. Yep. Yeah, come on. These are more than affirmations to me. These are a mindset shift. And so as we jump into that, as we jump into first affirmation, yeah, we go ahead. You can type this one. The person that you invited that didn't show up today, text it to them. The person that's on your social media, I'll be seeing you collect. Everybody always comment like, man, I wonder where she gets this stuff from. I'll be laughing like, ha, ha, they ain't changing you. She's changing you. Guys, we believe it or not, as you look in the mirror, the first thing I want you to say to yourself is my mind is a dangerous weapon. But catch this last part. If used correctly. Yeah, you got to add that last part when you say it. My mind is a dangerous weapon if used correctly. Yeah, because used incorrectly, well, being honest, it's still dangerous, but it's dangerous in a negative way. My mind is a dangerous weapon if used correctly. Guys, you know, I used to sell drugs and I was a legal entrepreneur. My mindset had to shift. And all I did was shift my mindset and say, if I can make it illegally, I can do this legally. Some of the most creative and intuitive people I've ever met in my life, I met while I was sitting in jail. I'm talking about a guy has composition books with 300 stories. People are mechanics. They fixing things. They putting a fork into the socket and starting a fire to warm food. I'm seeing people do stuff, but the mindset is stuck on the illegal part. Yep, the mindset. My mind is a dangerous thing if I can use it correctly. And now the second one, this is going to be our affirmation for this month. This is actually my favorite affirmation from the book. If you remember, we're taking these affirmations from The Greatest Salesman Ever. And what the book instructs us to do is use these affirmations 3 times a day. So you say it during breakfast right now. During lunch, you say it to yourself again. And at dinner time, you say it again because these affirmations are becoming a part of us. And so the affirmation for this month is come on, you got to touch your chest when you say it. Come on, somebody still ain't get it. Poke yourself in the eye. I am nature's greatest miracle. Yep, yeah, that's one of my favorite. I am. Listen. I don't even like to brag about myself, but I promise you, when I do what I do, can't nobody do it like I do it. I promise you, can't nobody raise my kids like I can raise my kids. I promise you, can't nobody love my wife like I can love my wife. I promise you, can't nobody run my business like I run my business. Am I saying they can't do it? I'm not. I'm saying they can't do it like I can do it. Why? Because I am nature's greatest miracle. Come on, tap yourself on your chest. You got to tell yourself, I don't care who you work with. You walk into that building, remind yourself, I'm nature's greatest miracle. You might have to tell your kids today, hey, I know I love you and I raised you, but guess what? And your kids better look back at you and say, well, mommy, daddy, I'm nature's greatest miracle. God didn't make me to be average. I am a miracle. And I got to start walking in it. Yep, I got to shift my mindset. Yep, I am nature's greatest miracle. I am. Now watch this, guys. Watch this. Because I was up late studying in my Bible, man. I woke up this morning, my Bible was on my face. I fell asleep. And we got a new Bible verse for this week. We're gonna take this Bible verse into the weekend. I know it's Thursday, but we have a new month, so we have to have a new Bible verse. And so it's 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. You have 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And I'm just looking for a couple people to jump in with me. Yeah, so if you have your Bible, amazing. 2 Timothy 1, 7. And again, we're talking about the mindset. We're talking about the way we view things, the way we perceive things and understand things. Yep, come on, I see us. Yep, all right, there goes my 3. Yep, Ashley, Tori, Gwen, there goes my 3. 2 Timothy 1, 7. And the dynamic word says, for the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Yeah, let me read it again because somebody missed it. Remember what this month is. We're talking about mindset, right? And for some of us, our mindset, we're moving timidly. We're moving fearfully. We're moving like we're afraid and we're scared. And then the Bible reminds me that that's not a spirit that God has given us. God didn't give me a spirit of fear. God didn't tell me to move timid. It says, for the Spirit God gave us, which means that we already have it. He gave it to us. He didn't ask us if we wanted it. He didn't create it and make us go get it. He gave it to us. The Spirit God gave us isn't timid, but it's what? Power. Somebody just say power. It's what? It's love. You already told me you're going to start today with love in your heart. And it's what? Somebody got it now. Discipline and consistency is going to take you far. The Bible just told me God didn't make me timid. What did he give me? Yeah, power, love, and self-discipline. It's a mentality. Yeah, so my mentality says God already gave me self-discipline. So if I'm not disciplined, I mess that up. I got to realign with God. God already made me powerful. God already gave me love. Like, it's already there. And so if you don't see it, if you don't feel it, if you don't show it, that's not God. That's you. The Bible, it says it right there. I can't make it up. The Bible says he didn't make us timid. And so if you enter this day and you're walking around timid, you're walking around shy, you're scared to ask that person because you don't know, that's not a spirit of God. And today our mindset, this month our mindset begins to shift. I began to align my spirit and my will with you, God. I started with you in January. I got to keep you in February. I have to. Yep, our affirmations. And so, guys, watch this because we're about to transition. Again, mindset, mentality. And as we enter this month, what I have to remind us of, what I have to point out to us is just how powerful we are. Yeah, I have to show us because believe it or not, I know for a fact some of us still haven't gotten it. So some of us think that we're getting on this call every day and it feels amazing, but it's just the call. And so I want to show you how all these things connect. Because I told you guys before, the foot connects to the leg bone, and the leg bone connects to the backbone, and the backbone, I think I missed some bones. But you guys are catching what I'm saying. All of these things are connected. And so do me a favor. If you know, just real quick into the chat, I got to make sure you guys are still here with me. What month during this year did you start with us? Have you been here since January? Did you join us in February? Did you jump on in March? Did you come in April? It's May now, so if you started today, that's okay. But I'm just looking because I want to show us something real quick because a lot of us, and I was explaining this, when you're doing the work, when you're down in the weeds and you're grinding, you know what happens? You begin to not realize the progress that you're making. Yeah, if you just every day you just have your head down and you're working and you're working and you're working. One day you look up and you realize, wow, we came pretty far. Right? We're not back where we used to be. We were lost in the middle of the desert for 40 years and we just kept walking. And oh my gosh, there's a spring in the middle of the desert. There's water. You just start realizing the stuff that you've been working for is popping up around you because you work. And then some of us, instead of working, we're watching. Yep, I pushed the lawnmower for 1 yard. Where's my payday? Yeah, I got up early and got on the call. Where's the reward? I did it what? Like we're watching and we're waiting instead of working. And so I see it. So watch this, guys, because this is what we've been doing. In January, we started with gyro because we have to build a solid foundation. Right? In February, we learned about our focus. In March, we realized that we want more, so we have to do more. And then in April, we took action every day in April. And so now that we're here, it's our mindset. Like I showed you guys, everything is working together. And so now what we begin to see is if we're not at that next level yet, if we haven't been progressing like we want to, it's a mindset thing. Because I was talking to somebody and they say, yeah, isn't the point of the calls for us to wake up, get motivated, and they'll go grind so we can run our money up? And I was like, kind of. But again, mindset. I don't want you to miss the point of this. Because the point of this, money is great. And I know when you broke, when you don't have money, I know money is everything. And then once you get money, you realize money actually isn't everything. And so I don't want to sit here and lie to you and act like you don't need money. Yeah, I want you to get the bag, but get the bag and then what? Right? The point of this actually isn't about money. The point of this is actually finding yourself, finding your purpose, finding your strengths, learning your limitations, learning how you communicate, learning what you want from this thing called life. That's why this is personal development. And so as I prepare to land this plane, I'm going to need your activity. I know some of us are getting ready for work, but I'm going to need you in the chat to make sure you get something out of this because, again, mindset. And so I know some of us know, but everybody might not know. Here at Change University, we have what we call community values. Yep, community values. Because we don't just chase money. We want to attack this thing in a holistic way. And so if you look at your faith, if you look at your family, if you look at your finances, if you look at your fitness, and you look at your future, what's your mindset towards those things? And I ask this rhetorically, but I do want you to jump into the chat. But when you think about your faith and you think about your mindset towards your faith, does your mindset say that your faith is growing? Or does your mindset say, I've already made it, I've already got baptized, my faith journey is done? Again, mindset. There's no right or wrong answer, but what you have to do is you have to be able to self-assess for your own life. Yep, and we got to keep going with this thing because again, we can't just we got to start with faith, but we can't just get stuck there. In your family, what's your mindset? Is it the family that I'm blessed with? All of the things that I learned growing up is just what we do? Or have you tried to incorporate new stuff? Are you intentional about spending time with your family and helping them grow? What's your mindset? We have to keep going. We have to do the same thing with the fitness. And now this one, as we continue, what you'll see is they start to get more specific. Yeah, because you can lie to me about the faith. Oh, my faith is strong. It's growing. Me and God, we be talking. Amazing. What about your fitness? Do you work out? Because I have a surprise for you guys. But next month, you know how we did the water challenge? Next month, we have another challenge coming up. It's more of a fitness challenge. So get ready. But do you work out? If you remember, we talked and it was like everybody doesn't necessarily need to do the same working out. But my fitness trainer just told me something the other day. He said 10,000 steps a day is the goal. It increases your heart rate and it has a lot of benefits. My question for you is, do you work out? Do you have something you're doing in your fitness, or I just take it as it comes? I work out every now and then. Yeah, the other day somebody said, yeah, the only working out I do is putting my hand to my mouth. Ha ha, I'm taking this thing serious. Do you work out? Come on, we got to keep going. Your finances. Yep. Do you have financial goals? Are you growing in your finances? Are you finding new way to make income? Yeah, because again, I told you guys, a lot of us don't have money problems. We know how to make money. We know how to go get a job. We know how to work overtime and get a part-time job. We know how to bring the money in. But what happens is when money comes in, yeah, I already know. Money starts going out. Yep, that's the way the world works. Because the world is trying to see, oh, you're making more, but is your discipline increased? This is why personal development is important. Because what happens is the things that you ask for, the universe, God, you can grind and get it. But getting is actually the easy part. What happens then? And so personal development is still important. Personal development is really important. And the last thing I want to leave us with is, again, mindset. But I want you to just say this to yourself. I want you to say these words. I have the power. I have the power. Yeah, I want you to say it and just do me a favor. Type it into the chat for me. Let me make sure you guys are here. I have the power. I have the power. I do. I am powerful. Yeah. The Bible just told me God didn't make me timid. He made me powerful. I have the power. Come on, I'm looking for you in the chat. Come on, don't ignore this last part. Come on, we got to start this day. Let's tap into the mentality. Let's tap into the mindset. I have the power. I do. I do. So watch this. Watch this, because there's two types. Yet the first power that I need us to recognize is I need us to charge ourselves up. And so when I say that you're powerful, I want you to think about an explosion. Yeah, the other day, my wife and I, we were sitting outside, and the craziest thing happened. I was sitting there, I heard this weird noise. I looked, the sky turned green, and then there was this big explosion. I guess somebody ran into a transformer, I think. Yeah, or it was either that or it was the aliens. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one. It was crazy. But the thought is that one box that exploded powered up the whole west end of the city. Yep, the one box powered up the west end of the city. So my wife and I are about to take a trip to Puerto Rico in a couple of weeks, and all of the places say that if the electric goes out, that there's a backup generator, that there's a flashlight with batteries, and that hopefully the electric comes back on. I know that's a little scary. The thought is, what kind of power do you have? Are you the battery? And I just need you to be honest, because again, we can increase it. But where are you right now? How powerful do you feel right now? On a scale of 1 to 100, are you just like half charged up? Are you like 50? Are you like 75? Are you just batteries that go into a flashlight? Are you a light switch and when I flip the switch, the light comes on? Or are you a generator that you ready to power up a whole neighborhood? A lot of people can get on your back because you're ready to power up a whole city. They can use you on the electric grid. What kind of power are you trying to possess? Because when you look at this thing called life, believe it or not, if you're powerful, guess what? You have to help other people. If you're powerful, people are going to start depending and relying on you. If you're powerful, you are going to be needed at a higher level than you are right now. But we can't just say we're powerful and not dictate what kind of power we have. Because once you figure out what kind of power you have, guess what the second step to this thing is? Yep, and this is what I'm going to land this plane with, guys. Because again, mindset. Again, mentality. I told myself I want to be one of those power generators that charges up a whole block. I don't want to just be a light switch that you can turn on and off. I don't want to just be a flashlight that gets thrown into the drawer. I want to be necessary. I want to be needed. I want to be able to help other people. If you rely on me for your power, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to deliver some electricity. Yeah, you got to catch the metaphor. Yeah, I'm not Static Shock. But what happens is, and this is why I told you to say you have the power. Because what we begin to see happen is because you're powerful. I don't know if you've ever driven a car and you needed a jump. Yeah, when somebody says, I need a jump, that means the battery in their car died and they have to connect to somebody else's car so one battery can jump the other battery and give us some energy. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen like a stove, but on top of the stove, if one flame is lit, you can literally put a lighter and the stove will light the lighter. You can light another stove. Yeah, what am I saying? I'm saying once you realize your power, we can begin to transfer energy. Once you get started, it's time to go. I told you I learned this science class, an object in motion stays in motion. And so as we enter this month, the mindset says, guess what? I am powerful. But not only am I about to power people up, I can transfer this power. I can begin to assist people, because what we learned during with the 7 habits of highly effective people is the more value that I add, the more valuable I am. Yeah, I'll say it again. Some of us have been chasing money and we got to start chasing purpose. We got to start chasing value. Because I'm powerful, I can help charge somebody else up. And when I help charge somebody else up, guess what? Now we got 2 people that's running. And guess what? My mindset says that the more people I can build up, the better my community becomes and the better I become. Why? Because we can't do this thing on our own. And so as we enter this day, just do me a favor and just touch your head, touch your brain, because we're about to pray over this thing. But if you're ready, if you really feel like this, because again, some in some areas, just being honest with us, in some areas we have the correct mindset. But in some areas, me and you both know we need a new mindset. If you're willing to step out on a ledge and just try to adopt a new mindset. And believe it or not, that's work that you have to do on your own. What do you mean, Tavon? If you need a new mindset when it comes to fitness, you can get a fitness book. You can call a trainer. You can call somebody. If you need a new mindset with when it comes to family, guess what? You can do something about it. You don't have to wait for these calls. But if you're willing to adopt a new mindset in the area that you feel you need to, just do me a favor and type the word mindset as I pray us out. Yeah, just type the word mindset, mindset, mindset. We got to say it to each other. We got to say it often this month. Mindset, mindset. Yeah, I'm about to enter this day. What's my mindset? Do I have a winning mindset? Do I have a successful mindset? Do I have a mindset that says growth? Do I have a mindset that's pushing me? Or do I have a limited mindset?